Since the nationwide uprising in Iran started last September, simultaneous with the brutal crackdown of the protesters, the Iranian regime has launched a massive political demonization campaign against its prime enemy, the Mujahedin-e Khalq (MEK). This includes fake news rehashed by its agents and those operating under the guise of academics, Iran experts, human rights advocates and even opponents of the regime. Let's review one of the already debunked allegations against the MEK to better understand its disinformation campaign. The fake news. MEK was involved in the suppression of the Iraqi Kurds in 1991 in the aftermath of the First Persian Gulf War. Origin of the fake news. The Iranian regime's intelligence ministry, MOIS, and Iraqi Kurds Force Intelligence Organization, devised a smear against the MEK, which was injected into the echo chambers of the regime's regional proxies. This smear was then repeated by a steady stream of reporters, leaving the regime to work for Western government Farsi-language broadcast services. Eager Western governments looking to deal with Tehran, whose main ask is to shun the MEK, also parroted this false allegation to which the organization has long been subjected. Let's do some fact-checking. After the US-led Operation Desert Storm in Iraq in 1991, the Iraqi government lost control over most parts of the country, and in the resulting chaos, the Iranian regime launched a massive operation to destroy the MEK. It pursued a two-pronged objective: on the one hand, killing as many MEK members as possible and capturing the rest to take to Iran. On the other hand, the IRGC's forces, disguised as Kurds, spread false news that the MEK was involved in the suppression of Kurds.
نهایتاً تصمیم مسئولین بر این شد که یه ضرب شستی به منافقین نشان داده بشه بعد از سال 67 عملیات مرصاد و لذا طراحی عملیاتی در منطقه عمومی خانقین شمال خانقین توسط مسئولین مملکت تصمیم گرفته شد که عملیاتی در این منطقه به وقوع بپیونده. از جمله اون یگانهایی که بنا شد وارد عمل بشن لشکر 32 انصارالحسین همدان بود.
مجوز ورود به داخل عراق را به مدت مثلا چند روزی از مقام معظم رهبری میگیرن که علیه گروه‌های که منافقین در عمق خاک عراق فعالیت نظامی داشته باشن.
طوری هم که میگفتن که تقریبا 4 تا تیپ وارد عمل شده، یکی تیپ انصارالحسین، یکی تیپ از خرم آباد، یه تیپ هم از مشهد و یه تیپ هم از علی‌ظاهر از تهران.
به پایگاه سازمان مجاهدین خلق یا همون منافقین رسید که با حمله ضربتی و چریکی و نامنظم قرارگاه رمضان و نیروهای کرد مورد آتش قرار بگیره.
اگر ما این کار رو موفق می شدیم، یعنی اگر ما که برنامه اساسی این بود که ما باید برسیم به قرعه‌داغ، به نظر من چون عجله کردیم ما در نتیجه اون کار بزرگی رو که جنگ نامنظم براش برنامه‌ریزی کرده بود نتونستیم اجرا کنیم.
مرکز حزب منافقین پوشش ها توی این عملیات،
بله پوشش همه با لباس کردی، همه قیافه‌ها عین همون اتحادیه میهنی اینا بود.
As part of its operation to demonize the MEK, the Iranian regime also attempted to falsely claim that the organization was responsible for the alleged chemical attack on Halabja, further shedding light on this disinformation campaign. In October 2005, Mr. Emmanuel Ludot, a French jurist and lawyer, unveiled a proposal made to him by Sadeq Kharrazi, the Iranian regime's ambassador to France at the time, asking him to attribute the gassing of Iraqi Kurds to the MEK. Mr. Ludot said,
Et puis je vais vous faire une confidence, même si elle va peut-être me coûter. Moi j'ai été convoqué par l'ambassadeur d'Iran. Voilà, on va se mettre d'accord, nous dit l'ambassadeur. Nous allons dire que Saddam n'a pas gazé les Kurdes. Vous direz que les Iraniens n'ont pas gazé les Kurdes, mais nous avons un dossier à vous donner dans lequel nous avons la preuve que ce sont les Mujahedin du peuple qui les ont gazés.
The Iranian regime has never denied this assertion. Months before the outbreak of the Persian Gulf War, the MEK evacuated all of its bases in the Kurdish areas of northern Iraq and the southern Shiite regions. MEK members relocated to the central part of the Iran-Iraq frontier, in Diyala province, where Camp Ashraf was located. The purpose was to refrain from becoming involved in any way in Iraqi affairs. Indeed, the only reason for which the MEK relocated to Iraq in 1986 in the first place, was to try to end the devastating Iran-Iraq war and establish peace. For its part, the Iraqi government accepted the plan proposed by NCRI chairman, Mr. Masoud Rajavi, as a workable basis to arrive at a negotiated settlement.
I can show you the written letter of Iraqi government we have received about the peace plan of National Council of Resistance, that they have accepted it as a proper basis for the beginning of the peace talks.
Even 20 years after the former Iraqi government's downfall in 2003, there are no credible private complaints, evidence, or dossiers in Iraq's judiciary against the MEK. Nor is there any credible evidence to substantiate this allegation. To the contrary, prominent figures and undeniable evidence debunk this assertion. The most definitive testament is a letter submitted to a Dutch court in 1999 by Hushyar Zebari, a prominent Kurdish leader who served as Iraq's former foreign minister, former deputy prime minister, and the minister of finance after 2003. Zebari, serving as the foreign policy spokesman for the Kurdistan Democratic Party of Iraq, KDP, back in 1991, wrote,
"We can confirm that the Mujahedin were not involved in suppressing the Kurdish people neither during the uprising nor in its aftermath. We have not come across any evidence to suggest that the Mujahedin have exercised any hostility towards the people of Iraqi Kurdistan."
And a prominent senior Shiite cleric, Ayatollah Iyad Jamaluddin, at the time deputy chair of the Foreign Affairs Committee of Iraq's Council of Representatives, told Al Arabiya TV on January 28, 2009.
I have personally followed up and reviewed many of the files in the intelligence services of the previous government and special security agencies to see whether I could find a single page of evidence, or a photograph, or a document that would show that the MEK had participated in the suppression of Iraqis. We did not find any such document or evidence that the Mujahedin-e Khalq took part in the crackdown against the people of Iraq. In my view, these lies are being disseminated by the Iranian intelligence to tarnish the MEK's image.